What's up, guys? Welcome back to Makeup Time with Bree. Well, hopefully you guys are all doing well. I wanted to sit down and film a talk-through video. This is the first time I've actually done one. I usually just do voiceovers, but I kind of just wanted this to be chill, relax, kind of chit-chat with you guys, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's not a complete disaster. Today I decided to go a little crazy and a little bit out of my comfort zone and just experiment with different colors, but I recently picked up the Vida Loca palette by Kat Von D, and that palette is so pretty, but it can also be very intimidating looking at all the colors, and it's kind of out of a lot of people's comfort zone. So I just kind of wanted to experiment with it, kind of create something out of the box. So I went with a blue smoky eye, and this is kind of what happened. Want to see how I created this look? Just go ahead and keep watching. Alrighty, so first things first, I'm going to start off by priming my eyelids with the NYX Eyeshadow Base, and this is just the tan one. They make a white one for whatever you want to use it for, but I just like the tan one because it looks more like your skin color and it's not so like boom right at your face. Then I'm just going to quickly fill in my eyebrows using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Taupe. This Brow Wiz has definitely become one of my absolute favorite things to apply to my face. I'm going right in with some handy dandy Scotch tape, and I'm just going to be putting that on the back of my hand just to get rid of some of the stickiness, just so it's not so harsh, because I am going to be putting that all over. I'm going to be putting that kind of close to my eyes. I am picking up the Kat Von D Vida Loca palette, and this is seriously one of the prettiest palettes that I've ever come across. It's just so colorful. There's so many different things that you can do with this palette. So I'm probably going to be sticking around the blues and the neutrals in the middle, just because I feel like creating something smoky and with the blue. First shade I'm going to be picking up is this shade right here. It's just a nice, neutral tan color, and I'm just going to put that all over my eyelids. This is just going to set the eyeshadow base I have all over my eyes right now. And that's going to make our eyeshadow go on a lot smoother. Next, I'm going in with this deep, dark blue shade called Dark Wave. And it's just a nice, navy blue shade. It doesn't look navy on camera, but it's definitely navy in real life. So I'm just going to slowly start putting that kind of in my crease area. Very, very lightly, because I kind of want this as my transition shade, even though it's really dark. And people can tend to get afraid of dark shades closer to your eyebrow. But as long as you're very careful and light-handed, it can look very nice. I'm kind of going to put this on the outer corner as well, because I do want this look to be a little bit more smoky than normal. So I'm going to be putting that on the outer corner and kind of bringing it up slowly and into the inner corner. Alright, so next I'm taking my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, and I'm actually going to be putting that right on my lid. This is going to help whatever color you put on your lid really pop, because it has that white background to it. So I'm just going to put that all right around my lid area and kind of be careful with it, but really pack it on. For my lid, I'm just going to be putting this Poppin pigment on. This is actually by Hard Candy, but it's just like sparkle glitter. Okay, so because we have that NYX eyeshadow base right there, like a sticky texture to it. So when we dip our little brush in the pigment, it should stick right to it. This stuff is going to definitely get all over your face. You just want to be careful and kind of do your eye makeup maybe before applying this, because it will get everywhere. And I feel it falling on my face, so you just want to be careful. Have a game plan before putting this stuff on. Do is spray a little bit of MAC Fix Plus on my brush, and then kind of tap over those sparkles we've already applied, and maybe apply some more, just so they are really secure and they're not going to start falling off throughout the day. Okay, so now that we have glitter on our eyeballs and all over our face, I'm just going to take this Morphe M500 brush and just kind of dust and clean up all of that glitter that has fallen down on our face. And this is why we don't do, you know, our foundation first, because then we would have glittery foundation. Alright, so next I'm taking the NYC Liquid Eyeliner, and I'm just going to be doing a basic wing. I always feel the need to do eyeliner just because that's just how I like it, but you don't have to do this step. You can obviously skip it. Another trick I like to do when applying liquid eyeliner, it's kind of gross, but I kind of like to lick it, and then I will hold back my eye, and I will just clean up my wing. Alrighty, so you can either go straight in with mascara or you can put on some falsies, but I am going to be doing falsies. So I have it on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to dip the eyelash in the glue kind of lightly. And the trick to fake eyelashes or false eyelashes, I don't know why I always call them fake eyelashes because that's kind of like demeaning, but you know, they're false and fake, so whatever. Trick to false eyelashes is to wait about 30 seconds before the glue to get tacky, because if not, then it's just going to be sliding all over your eyeball, and that's not a fun time. Them straight to the eyeball. You can obviously use, you know, tweezers, or they actually make a certain type of tweezer for fake eyelashes, but I honestly find it easier to use my hands because my eyelashes are stubborn and they get in the way of the false ones when I actually do wear false eyelashes, so I just like to use my hands. So now that our eyelashes are on and they're a little bit dry, I'm just going to take the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara and just blend my real eyelashes to the false ones. So for foundation, I am using the Nars All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation, and I am in the shade Light 5, and that shade is called Fiji. I'm obviously going to be pumping that on the back of my hand and blending it out with my handy dandy beauty blender. I don't know how I survived without the beauty blender before it was actually a thing. Sometimes I really do like the finish of a brush. It doesn't take so much of your product away, and it, you know, they just do different things. They have pros and cons. A brush can be streaky at times, but you know, some foundations work better with brushes and some foundations work better with beauty blenders, so I just like to use either one. Accidentally just dropped my beauty blender and it went across the room, so there's that. And just blend it down your neck, make sure everything looks somewhat, you know, wearable. For concealer, I'm using the NYX HD Concealer, and I am in the shade Beige, and actually this concealer is quite yellow based, but I actually really like yellow concealers just because with our tanned skin, it looks a lot more natural, even though putting this much makeup on is never natural. I'm just going to be putting that underneath my eyeballs, bridge of my nose, forehead, you know, chin area, and just use that to highlight with. Definitely uncomfortable when trying other concealers because it can be scary. Concealers tend to crease so easy on my face, so when I find a good concealer, I'm kind of like, I don't want to stray from it, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. New products come out all the time and you want to see if they actually work for you, so. But I actually really like this finish of this concealer, so I've been, you know, trying it out once in a while with different foundations, and I've actually really liked it. To be setting my face with the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. Just taking the Morphe M438 brush, it's just like a little setting brush. I'm just going to tap that in the powder and then kind of tap off the excess powder. I'm going to put that directly underneath my eyes. And it seriously right away gets rid of creasing and it just looks so flawless. The first time I used it, I was like, oh my gosh. My under eye is probably one of my worst areas of creasing. That and my forehead. I always like make facial expressions and then my forehead kind of creases. I don't get smile lines like other people do, thankfully, because I already have enough creasing going on. I don't need any more. I really have been loving the finish of this Nars foundation, but I can't wear it like 3 days in a row or else I'll start to break out. So I can use that foundation like once or twice and then I need to switch it up, because if I don't, I'm definitely not very happy with myself. To set the rest of my face, I'm taking the Rimmel Stay Matte Loose Lasting Pressed Powder in the shade Nude Beige, which is the Morphe Geo from their Gunmetal series. I love this brush because it's so fluffy and soft. Watching an old movie the other day, you know, in the 60s or whatever, and it was these two people at a party and the girl was like, oh, I'll be right back, I need to go powder my face. Girls back then actually admitted to putting on makeup. Usually girls are just like, oh, I'm going to the bathroom, and then they come out looking flawless and like retouched up and you're like, oh, this is natural. And then they were just like, yep, I'm going to go make my face look powdery. Taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and I think this one is the lighter one. I don't know why I would have gotten the dark one. That doesn't even make sense. I'm just going to be using the middle shade right here. You can see I've kind of abused this palette. It's one of my favorites, so I'm just going to start bronzing up the sides of my cheekbones. I'm not really big into like harsh contour. I just like to make like a little shadow on the side of my face because it looks a little bit more natural. I just like to warm up the skin, so I'm just going to lightly do that. Usually take this, what even is this? It's like, I can't even explain it, what it is, but it's just like a small, like, going to lightly start at the sides of my nose. And sometimes I start up here by that, by my eyebrow, because sometimes your first stroke is going to be like the most harsh, and that's the place that you can, you know, really fix the easiest. I'm just going to lightly carve out like that line. Actually performing surgical nose job right here, but it's a lot cheaper and a lot faster. I like to take like a big fluffy brush with usually no product on it, and I just like to, you know, go down my nose right here, and that really just blends it out nicely. It doesn't really take away product or like break it up. I just kind of close my eyes so you're not like poking your eye out with a whole bunch of bristles. But honestly, guys, this really just blends it out nicely. I'm using this Milani powder blush and it's Coral Cove. Using a coral peachy blush is just totally not me, but I've actually been using this almost every day and I just can't even get over it. Like, what? So I'm just going to take that on the Morphe E3 brush, and I'm just going to apply that to my cheekbones and kind of bring it up to my temple. I like to bring it back a little bit. And then I'll go in with the same brush I used to blend out my nose contour, and I'll just blend out the blush as well. If I can find that brush again. I just feel like using that coral blush really just gives life back into your face, makes you look a little bit more healthy. We always like that blended look, so I'm going to highlight now. So I'm taking this Becca Cosmetics by Jaclyn Hill. This is the Champagne Glow palette, and it's just a nice glow highlight palette with 3 different shades, and I'm taking the middle one, which is called Champagne Pop. And I'm just going to be putting that on the tops of my cheekbones and the little tip of my nose right here. I like to do the tip of it to make it look like I had like just a cute little nose, even though it's not like that at all. And then I like to also highlight my Cupid's bow. I don't know, I feel like this step makes your lips look a little bit bigger or more plump or something. I don't know, but I would just like to do that. So I'm going back in to this Kat Von D palette, And I'm going to be using these blue shades, and I'm just going to start smoking out my lower lash line. I'm using the Morphe M432 brush, flat definer brush. And I'm going to go in with the shade Synth, which is that turquoise color we used. And, I mean, you can try to do this without a mirror, but if you don't have a mirror, you should probably get one like me. Okay. Just going to start smoking out my lash line. Just going to bring everything in and really give this look the smokiness I really want it to. This brush is so handy to have in your collection. It's just so small, and it really gets into the little nooks and crannies that we usually can't get into. And then using the Morphe G13 with no additional product, I'm just going to blend that color out and just really make it smoky and seamless. Then that, I'm just taking a mascara. This happens to be the Buxom mascara, and I'm just going to coat my bottom eyelashes. Back into the Becca Jaclyn Hill Champagne Glow palette, I'm taking this white color now, and I'm just going to put that on the inner corners of my eyes just to kind of bring life back into that inner corner and make it more open looking. And then I'm also going to take this on my brow bone, but you want to be kind of careful with it just because this is a really stark white, so you just want to put a little bit up there and blend it out so it's not just like bam. To finish this look off, I'm taking the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in the shade Stone. And this is the only liquid lipstick I own from the Dose of Colors line, but this applicator alone is so worth me picking this up. Like, it's so amazing, and this color is just so nice and pretty, so. Alrighty guys, that completes my look. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I'm not the best at talk through videos, but you don't really know how hard it is to apply makeup and talk at the same time until you actually try it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye! Bye! You could. Even though it's already cracked.